Joined now by our racing analyst, Tim Hauraney. Max Verstappen wins his third straight Canadian Grand Prix. The results were the same, Tim, but it didn't necessarily feel the same. So even though Verstappen won, does it feel like overall F1 is getting a lot more competitive?
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think this is getting closer. So many different drivers could have won this thing today. And this was just all Max Verstappen really pulling out this win, driving a very difficult car. It was an up and down weekend for him all the way through. I actually think that Mercedes was probably the favorite to win this race. Speaking with George Russell earlier, he was pretty down on himself. He felt that he could have been the one coming out with the victory here. Only a few mistakes set him back. And, I tend to agree with him because I think today, maybe 10 more laps to go, I think George Russell probably could have caught Max Verstappen for the win.
Tim, you came into this weekend thinking Ferrari was Red Bull's biggest threat, but it was McLaren who closed the gap and Mercedes who was the big surprise. Which of these three teams is actually second best right now?
You know what? It's such a fully loaded question because I don't even think Red Bull is the favorite anymore at the top, even though they are leading the constructor standings at the moment. Speaking with some of the drivers earlier, a lot of them just joking with me, saying sarcastically, like, yeah, great, we have 8 other drivers who are now in contention for race wins. And you know what? They're not wrong, because there is that many who can be in contention from here on out. So the rest of this season, it's definitely going to be track dependent for some of these teams. But, we're going to go to Barcelona, probably a Red Bull track, but from there on out, who knows? And that's what's so exciting, I think, with the remainder of all the races that are left on this calendar.
Great work all week in Montreal, Tim. Thanks so much for this. Appreciate it.